Here's the deal. 12 dark Disney theories. One simple test. After each reveal, would you still show that movie to your younger self? We'll bounce through time jumps, AI takeovers, and a magical energy economy that stretches across studios. The twist reveals a suspicious rhythm, repeating items, familiar faces in the wrong eras, and worlds that only make sense if you accept a larger map. You'll feel the floor drop out from under your nostalgia, one title at a time. Number 1. Frozen, Tangled, and Tarzan are all one universe. The theory claims 3 films share one bloodline. A royal ship leaves Arendelle, vanishes, and a baby later cries in a jungle crib while apes circle. At the coronation, a short-haired guest with a purple dress and a familiar smirk crosses the bridge with a thief in tow. These aren't cameos, they're trail markers. Why would Rapunzel sail so far for a party? Family. Why does Tarzan show up with European features, perfect manners around a tea set, and a visual prologue that rhymes with a North Sea storm? Because the same crash ripples across stories. Timelines bend, but one route ties them down. Fans point to that blink and miss Rapunzel and Flynn pass in Frozen. A doomed ship opening Tarzan with near-matching beats. An ornate tea set on that jungle table that looks oddly castle. Disney hides links in plain sight, so cross-film Easter eggs stack like receipts. Even the design language lines up. Scandinavian curves in Arendelle show up as European touchstones in Tarzan's candlelit rooms. The twist reveals one tragic spine. Arendelle's royals sail to Corona, never arrive, and their loss seeds a jungle legend. You don't watch 3 movies. You watch one family saga in pieces. And once a single map clicks, the next leap feels obvious. Number 2. Elsa created all of Frozen's magic creatures. Elsa created every magic creature you meet, this theory claims. The snowman cracks jokes, the trolls act as fixers, the ice guard growls. They all sync with her mood. The theory argues she unconsciously births them as her feelings spike. Here's the snag. The trolls seem ancient, yet their healing and memory tricks solve Elsa-shaped problems. Marshmallow copies her fear with jagged spikes and a single job: keep the world out. Olaf changes as she changes. When she owns herself, he gains warmth, curiosity, and a strange wisdom. Fans point to the Let It Go walk where her hands sculpt Olaf on screen, a literal life form mid-song. Marshmallow erupts the second panic hits, like a reflex. The snow geese in the short pop out as sneeze byproducts, spill over from emotion into bodies. In the sequel, the wind, fire, water, and earth spirits chase her state, swarming when she's restless and settling when she's clear. Art books say her power tracks emotion, and the creature designs echo her visual language. Spikes, fractals, snowflake geometry. It reframes the entire narrative. The twist reveals a psychic ecology. Her anxiety populates Arendelle. She isn't just the queen, she's the ecosystem. And if magic mirrors the maker, what happens when the maker is the planet? Number 3. The Lion King is a post-apocalyptic Earth. The Lion King is a post-apocalyptic Earth, this theory claims. The circle of life isn't a balance, it's recovery mode. Nature took the wheel after we crashed it. Why do the animals speak in human idioms and drop culture jokes with zero effort? They're using leftovers. Language stuck like graffiti on a wall. Scar's rule reads like an ecological cascade. Remove the apex lion. Flood the plains with hyenas, and the system buckles. The elephant graveyard piles bones like junkyards without the smokestacks. Fans point to Timon and Pumbaa's hula gag and pop-aware quips as echoes of us. Under Scar, hyenas explode in number, grasses vanish, prey flees, and the Pride Lands turn to dust like a climate crash model. Ecology 101 says remove a top predator and herbivores or scavengers reshape the land. Drought loops in and locks the decline. Broadway and the remake lace Scar's scenes with industrial tones, a coded machine-age ghost. The graveyard's layout reads like waste, not wilderness. The twist reveals a world after us, where culture lingers as scraps and energy flows barely hold. Simba doesn't restore monarchy, he restarts the biosphere's rulebook. And if nature reset once, who says we survived at all? Number 4. The Cars world is run by AI after human extinction. The Cars world is run by AI after human extinction, this theory claims. No people. Yet every mile shows people-shaped space. The cars act like shells for a last network, keeping a theme park loop alive so the world doesn't power down. Why do cars need door handles? Motels with lobbies and bathrooms with stalls? Why do races sell sponsors like someone needs eyeballs? Who paved Route 66, if not a species that's gone? The gaps pile up until the premise flips. Fans point to drive-in theaters scaled for bodies, not bumpers. In Planes, a TSA parody lingers like an institution without its customers. The car's eyes sit in the windshield like HUD overlays, as if an onboard UI drives a dead chassis. It reframes the entire narrative. The theory argues the grid persists through ritual. Research ties it to the decay and auto services loop in WALL-E. Trash, failed care, machines that keep working because that's the rule. Interviews nod at Easter eggs crossing films, which hints at one arc from collapse to recovery. The twist reveals an autopilot civilization. AI repeats habits to keep servers warm. They don't mimic us for fun. They remember how to run the grid, which makes a future set in the past less strange. Number 5. Aladdin is actually set in the future. Aladdin is set in the future, this theory claims. Genie drops 20th century names and tech jokes in a world of bazaars and brass. Agrabah reads ancient, but the riffing breaks the clock. The tension lands fast. You get a street market, then a sewing machine gag, a game show host rhythm in Genie's patter. The Cave of Wonders glows like neon Vegas. How do those live in the same frame? Fans point to the Jack Nicholson and Arsenio bits. They point to 10,000 years in the lamp, which leaves a huge gap if his references are modern. The flying carpet moves like a smart device, not a rug. Iago fires off snark with modern beats that feel learned, not local. The theory argues the magic reads like lost tech, rebranded as myth. Research backs the tone blend. Animators leaned on Robin Williams' pop riffs as a timeless gag, while the sets mix Middle Eastern lines with showbiz flair. That clash plays like ruins dressed as tradition. Even the game tie-ins toss in road signs and bomb shapes, which hints at fallout. The twist reveals a far future fable over buried tech. Genie isn't anachronistic. He's the last archive server with jokes. And if time is muddy in one world, doors get interesting in another. Number 6. Monsters, Inc. is powered by time travel. Monsters, Inc. runs on time travel, this theory claims. The doors don't just cross rooms, they cross years. Energy harvesting becomes timeline harvesting. The factory doesn't power a city from one bedtime, it taps the whole calendar. Here's the friction you feel. Kids age out as toxic once fear styles change. Doors get archived like museum pieces, tagged and stored by the thousand. And Boo's door can be rebuilt from scraps, which makes no sense unless each panel holds a coordinate, not just a key. Fans point to endless aisles of doors as a catalog of eras. The safety drills read like a temporal contamination protocol. Suits, scans, quarantines. At the end, the team reconstructs Boo's door and hits the exact moment again, like dialing GPS in space-time. A 113 tags and a Pizza Planet truck slip in as cross-era markers. The switch from screams to laughs plays like a tech upgrade. Better yield per unit, not a moral glow-up. The twist reveals a utility grid that pulls childhood from any year that pays out. Monstropolis is time-dependent. Nostalgia becomes fuel. The city runs on the past, one door at a time. One kid doesn't let go, and that bends the loop. Number 7. Boo is the witch from Brave. Boo is the witch from Brave, this theory claims. A carving shop in medieval Scotland holds a blue and purple face with horns of fur. It looks like Sully. The theory argues Boo grew up, chased doors, and built a life between eras to find him. Here's the snag you can't shake. How does a modern child end up with magic portals and a bear fixation? The witch vanishes through doors the way a scarer exits a closet. Her wood carvings hide odd icons like a private code. Bears keep showing up in her spells and crafts, which tracks with Boo's crayon drawing of Sully as a big bear. Fans point to the Sully carving as a receipt. They point to the door trick in her cottage and the repeating blue and purple palette in her robe, tools, and glow. Even the cottage layout mirrors a doorway workflow. Entry, staging, activation, like a stripped-down scare floor. The Pixar theory places Brave's magic at the start, which fits a loop where the witch learns doorcraft that later becomes tech. The twist reveals Boo didn't move on. She engineered a way back. Every carving is a breadcrumb aimed at one monster she can't forget. Memory bends stories. Sometimes it erases them. Number 8. Snow White is in a coma the whole time. Snow White is in a coma the whole time, this theory claims. A bite, a sleep, a kiss that wakes her. The forest, the dwarfs, the terror, these play like coma dreams shaped by fear and wish. The tonal whiplash stands out. Comedy breaks into dread, then back to lullaby calm. Each dwarf reads as one trait, not a full person. Grumpy as doubt, Happy as hope. Doc as control. The prince drops in like an ideal fix and solves everything with one gesture, which fits an idealized projection. Fans point to dreamlike editing, hard cuts, swirling backgrounds, and musical numbers that feel like lucid episodes that seize control of the scene. The witch's transformation works as a nightmare logic swap, beauty to grotesque in one surge of sound and shadow. The glass coffin reads as hospital glass sheet symbolism, body present, mind elsewhere. Number 9. Beauty and the Beast's village was cursed too. Beauty and the Beast's village was cursed too, this theory claims. Bell reads, no one else grows. The fog isn't just over the castle. It covers the town like a soft lock on a game level that never updates. Why do they repeat the same day rhythms? Bread, gossip, stare, repeat. Why can no one recall the prince next door? A castle sits within a walk, yet it's treated like a rumor. And why does progress get mocked like it's illegal? The loop polices itself. Fans point to the opening number's rigid cycles. The lyric structure resets movements and lines, cueing the crowd to hit marks like NPCs. Gaston's cartoonish adoration plays as mass programming, a chorus that repeats his name, his pose, his rules. The castle's proximity, still unknown, suggests the map is there but redacted. Number 10. Wreck-It Ralph 3D prints its characters. Wreck-It Ralph 3D prints its characters, this theory claims. Characters hop games, glitch, and respawn because the arcade's surge protector and Game Central station manage literal fabrication. Digital to physical. Power on, bodies spool out. Power off, bodies stop. Here's the snag. Vanellope glitches like a corrupted file but shows up fully embodied in any cabinet she enters. Sugar Rush builds candies and carts from code parts, yet they have weight. They skid, snap, and smash. That reads like a printer laying layers, not a sprite swap. Fans point to the cart-building minigame that outputs a real, drivable cart. Fix-It Felix's hammer rewrites matter on contact, like a compile command. Unplug a cabinet and its citizens die, as if their printers shut off mid-job. The theory argues the hub is a fabrication queue. Avatars line up as data, then get printed into whichever game routes the job. Number 11. Toy Story happens after the robot uprising. Wall-E Link. Toy Story happens after the robot uprising, this theory claims. Toys wake up, fear replacement, and worship owners because they were built as comfort tech for a species on the edge. Prequel snapshot or aftermath echo. That's the frame. The rules feel Asimov light. Don't harm a human. Don't reveal sentience. Freeze when seen. They run drills, post lookouts, and manage supply. Abandonment plays like an evacuation siren, not just a sad day in a bedroom. Fans point to the by-end large branding as a corporate cord running through Pixar. In Wall-E, B&L wrecks the planet, and that logo keeps popping up like a watermark. The toy's social code is rigid. Chain of command, recon, rescue ops. Lotso's daycare in Toy Story 3 plays like a prison camp with a literal incinerator endpoint. Industrial death motif, no wink. Number 12. The Little Mermaid's prince is mentally manipulated. The Little Mermaid's prince is mentally manipulated, this theory claims. Eric falls for a voice, then a stranger, because a sustained assault on his senses steers every choice. Why can't he clock Ariel's eyes, her manner, her rescue, unless the voice cues him? Why does Ursula, as Vanessa, know exactly how to block recall with a glamour? Why does the wedding hit like a speed run? The gaps aren't romance, they're override. Fans point to the spell's visual cues around Vanessa, the shell glowing, the shimmer over her throat, and Eric's trance-like gaze. The contract takes Ariel's voice, but the theory argues the target is perception. He follows a sound, not a face. The music shifts to a hypnotic tone the moment Vanessa sings, pulling you with him. Lighting softens, fog rolls in, and close-ups isolate Eric from the crowd, which sells psychological capture. By the way, if you enjoyed this, I post movie content a lot here. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks anyways, your turn. Which film do you refuse to show your younger self now, and which one are you re-watching tonight with new eyes? Drop it below. I'll be in the comments connecting clues you spotted and ones we missed.